Hey everybody, it's time to start DISHIN Days with our special guests, Vanessa Williams and Freddie Smith. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Why, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days, where we give you a full recap of this week's episodes of Days of Our Lives. I am your host, Tony Moore, and I am here with a gaggle of gals. Yes, yes, Freddie.
Sorry, guilty by association.
Yeah. Starting to my far left, we have my wonderful, amazing, just smart co-host. Nope, that's me. Nope, that is you. Nope, that's me. We have
Mark J. Freeman.
And of course, one of our very special guests back with us again. We have
Freddie Smith.
But first time on DISHIN Days.
But first time on DISHIN Days.
On.
We did a spotlight on with you.
We just did an interview with you last time.
Yes.
So this is your first time on the
DISHIN
recap.
Days.
This platform.
Yes. And of course, joining us is the very beautiful and talented Miss Vanessa Williams. So we have a house full today. So thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you for having
Really
me.
appreciate it. And thank you guys for watching live. And also make sure you guys follow us on social media. We are DISHIN Days on Facebook, on Facebook and Instagram, and on Twitter at _DISHIN Days. All right, so let's talk about this week. How do we fit? Well, Mark.
I've already voiced some of my opinion on
Yes.
Twitter this week, so.
Well, we all
Should
know.
I just save it?
Well, yes, we all know that a hope rant is coming.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this week was,
Painful.
well, it was okay. It was good, but we're gonna talk about it
Okay.
now.
Okay.
So it's now time to start
DISHIN
DISHIN Days.
Okay.
And one
One-
of you can have, or both of you can have the honor of turning our hourglass here.
Oh, I love this prop. Fantastic is that? Just brilliant.
And that's everyone that has been
Joined
on the
us.
show at one point or another.
Oh, we'll get to sign our names.
Yeah.
Look at that.
All right, and of course, y'all, we will be taking your phone calls after our segment, so stay tuned. I know you guys are anxious and have a lot of questions, so we're going to zip right through this week so that we can give you the recap, and then we'll get to some good stuff with Freddie and Vanessa.
Yes.
We're excited.
All right, so let's kick things off with the murder heard around the Martin house, supposedly, if anyone can remember.
Right, exactly.
All right, so this week, first of all, everybody went under hypnosis, and I love that whenever anyone goes under hypnosis, Marlena comes in. I kind of want to be put under by Marlena.
Okay.
She seems so smooth and easy about it. She's like, okay, so what do you remember? And everyone's sitting there struggling, and they're thinking and wondering, and she's so calm and cool. And then once it gets to a point, she's like, okay, you're gonna wake up in 3 and remember everything. She should do that with drunk people.
Right?
Like right before you get drunk. It's
She could help me remember half of my life. The bartending years.
Yes.
I'll write a book about it.
Okay.
Oh gosh. So the one person that's charged with minimal evidence, as Mark likes to remind me.
With DNA, is DNA under, he got scratched, or he
Yeah.
scratched
Scratched.
Deimos.
Yes.
So
Isn't that
now
called
that's guilty of,
Yes.
exactly,
Circumstantial evidence?
my point.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
Yes.
Unintentional agreeing with me. I like that. Yeah, it's just, I get it. It's a soap opera. Let's be dramatic about it. But it's like, come on. It's a scratch.
But I mean, it's the only thing that they have right now.
Right.
Is,
There may be something more coming down the
Right,
line.
exactly. Well, something did end up happening.
the more
Just
coming
this week.
the more coming down the pipe is Sonny remembering that he was standing over Deimos's body once he was dead, and this week we saw you kind of go back and forth whether or not you should say something, and everyone told you no, just because you're not for sure whether you did it or not. And then Friday, he comes strolling in saying,
Drop the bomb,
Yeah.
I think I killed Deimos, and everyone's mouths dropped, including mine, because there was a moment where I was like, girl, no, no. No. If I was there, I would have been that friend that would have yanked you back and said, no, girl, come here. Let's talk about this.
Let's go have mimosas.
Yeah. So how, I mean, and we've seen a lot of transition with Sonny now. Sonny is now becoming more powerful and more power hungry. How is that for you to play now, Freddie? Because normally you're just like nice.
Yeah. No, it's been really good because you know in real life you have repercussions for some of those actions.
Right.
So it's kind of nice that you can like let it out and have fun with it, and I think it's good for Sonny because he's always been the positive, understanding one. So it's nice to see
Another
this
color.
side of him, and it's just fun to play. You can really stretch your instrument if you will.
I like powerful Sonny.
Yeah, I do too.
Because the first thing he did was he got rid of all those 50 people who had something to do with Deimos at Titan. He was like, you 50 come into the office. Thank you very much for your services.
You're gone.
Have
You are
a good
gone.
day. Yeah. And I love that he's also standing up to Brady too, like, listen, I got this. Like, I can take care of it. You don't have to. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So, and it was good to also see the praise that Justin gave him as well for like running it. So
It was really good. I like that side of Sonny. He's always had him. He just needed the opportunity.
yeah.
Right. Now
He's
got it.
expressing his alpha.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 Exactly.
Until he walked into Salem PD and told them folks that he done killed Deimos.
Everything I worked for is now gone.
Gone.
So clearly you weren't listening to Paul when he told you not to.
Yes.
Of course not.
Right.
I mean, why?
Relationship.
There's who listens to their significant other anyway?
We just get that point of view so we know what not to say. Oh, I'm going to say that.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to say that.
Oh no, I'm not. No. I'm not gonna do that. Not gonna do that at all. So with the murder comes Lonnie and Eli, your son.
Yes, my beautiful son.
They were actually cleared of the murder because they were trapped apparently in a garage where a lady with a dog named Noodle came and rescued them.
yes, Noodle.
Yes.
Forgot about that.
So
I blocked some things.
pizza rolls moment.
Pizza rolls, moment,
Yeah,
for sure.
And speaking of Eli, we had Lamone here last
Yes,
week,
okay.
and he absolutely adores you and
I
enjoys
adore
working with
him.
you.
It's so fantastic.
And up until this point, like, you and Eli have finally like reconnected and gotten that mother-son bond together.
Yeah, and it was kind of a big secret to hold on
Yeah.
to. And it was so interesting because I was like, who does this? Who doesn't tell their people,
Yeah.
once they're grown-ups and everything.
Yeah.
But, people really do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really do sort of like, it's just too much. They've built their lives on these, retaining some of these facts.
Yeah.
And they just, it's just too heavy.
Yeah.
And they're well-meaning, and it's just like too much to just sort of undo that apple cart. But it gets, like my grandmother says, it always comes out in the wash.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
I have to say, the one thing that kind of bothered me was the fact that Julie and Valerie are friends now. Because I kind of liked.
That was gonna be cute, right?
I kind of liked that. I was hoping it would stay that way longer. Because I feel like once they're friends again, I'm like, oh, now I'm bored.
I mean,
I just like that there was
Yeah.
some kind of conflict with it.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
there's still. She still has the thing with Gabby, which I'm still hoping that Gabby and Eli will end up together. So then it'll maybe stay a little bit there. But
Oh yes.
Yeah, but Julie's
I still
really
like that
interesting.
they were.
Yeah.
They kind of knocked heads.
Yeah. Because Julie was not having it in the
But
beginning.
I was like, she had a lot to do with, the relationship
Yeah.
with David and,
Right.
and all
That's
of
very
that.
true.
And so, she wasn't without her own, part in it.
The
Yeah.
show is educational, huh? I'm learning a lot about what else goes on.
Well, it was funny too because I was thinking this week. I was like, I want to Google how often do police use hypnosis. Like, I feel like it's something that Days goes to a lot, and I get it. We want to use Marlene in the scene. I get it, but then it makes me go, I wonder how often that really happens. And then I'm Googling these things that I never.
Maybe some of the fan base can
Yeah.
answer that.
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, they
Somebody-
probably
somebody
can.
will.
They probably
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
They're usually pretty good
Yeah.
at it.
Find that out for us.
And then Chad and Abigail also.
Yeah,
remember
everybody
seeing
kind of
Deimos.
started getting bits
Yeah.
and pieces. Nothing substantial.
So
Stuff
to-
we all knew.
To answer the question of last week, which this scene was so funny to me. They showed it again this week when Chad heard someone running past the door, opens the door and goes, Deimos is running down the hall, and then Abigail's like, what should we do? And Chad's like, I don't know, get him.
Get him.
So apparently they did go
get
after
him.
him.
Yeah, yeah.
But then it comes to a point where neither one remembers if they actually
Right.
saw him or not. So Deimos was still running around the house giving his Colonel Sanders realness throughout the whole.
I have a question, but I don't know.
Freddie, did he not look like Colonel Sanders during that
can
whole
say it.
thing?
We
You can say
discussed
it.
it last
Yeah,
week.
we sure did.
I mean, maybe. I mean, a little, maybe. I don't know.
No, come on. Come on. That beard, that hair.
It was a good disguise. It was fun to at least rip it off of him.
Yeah.
We were hoping that
I was hoping somebody would say it on the show.
that well, not only say it, but we
They missed
were
an opportunity.
They
Yeah.
complete because
Oh.
see, I feel like when it's
If you
that
state the
obvious,
obvious,
exactly,
yes.
and then everyone can laugh together. Otherwise, people are
right.
watching and going, "Why is nobody calling it Colonel Sanders?"
The Emperor has no clothes on. He
Like,
looks
can I get a
Colonel
6-piece?
Sanders.
Can I get a 2-piece and a biscuit and a side, please?
Some potato salad with
Yes,
that.
yes. And that's it with Deimos' murder. Like everyone is now. We have maybe 2 people.
Well, we
that
kind
we're
of
looking
found
at.
out. I think Lamone might have let this slip last week that this is going to go on for a while.
I mean,
Because he kind of mentioned that he just found out who did it. So.
no, not what I think. Everyone misinterpreted that. Like he himself, Lamone, had just found out who did it, not he as Eli found out.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's okay. Sometimes we have to go
Separation
back
of
and
church and
yeah,
state.
yeah,
Right,
we have to-
got it.
We have to
Got
clean-
it.
Is it Mimi or is it Valerie?
Right.
Never know.
So that's his murder pretty much. It's still a
Because
a
it was
whodunit.
mostly a
Still a mystery.
reenactment
Yes.
of what happened the week before.
Yes.
But then they were all just remembering.
Yes.
So.
And then speaking of last week, because we got a chance to talk to Lamone about how it was playing in a drunken, hallucinating state on the Halo 2.0. How was it for you, Freddie? Because, well, for an episode and a half, you just kept saying, "Where's Paul? Has anyone seen Paul? Where's Paul?" And I was like, "Honey, if somebody don't go find Paul for this man."
Shake him.
No, it was fun to play. It's just like one of those, and the whole "Where's Paul?" It's like you ever have those friends that get like hammered and they just repeat like, "Let's get Burger King." Let's
Yes,
get Burger King."
yeah.
It's just that childlike, like that's all they want, but
Yeah.
they have no ambition to go do it.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was just it was fun just to like
Just to
play drunk and
everyone has such a different take on it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like everyone had their little nuances that they did. So not everyone played it the same way, which is good because
Yeah.
not that I would know, being the Christian woman that I am.
Right.
I would know how.
Doesn't do it on
Thank you.
television.
Praise
That's what
Jesus.
she-
Hey.
Praise Jesus. But everyone had their own little effect, and of course, with any drug or alcohol, everyone is affected differently. So,
Right.
For some reason, I wish they had background actors in there as well to kind of dupe it up. If I was in that scene, I would have said, "Where's Maxine?" That would have been my line, to try to like slide in. Yeah. Okay. Anywho,
That's funny.
so that's Deimos' murder. Now let's get on to this Chad, Abigail, Gabby, Dario business. I'll let you take it away since you're such a big Joey fan.
Oh, he's okay. So Gabby and Dario tie the knot, as we know, or not Gabby, Abby and Dario tie the knot.
That's another story.
That's a
thinking.
whole different days of our lives, ladies and
Wishful
gentlemen.
thinking.
Another story.
Because Dario's convincing Abigail that he needs this marriage to stay in the country, blah, blah, blah.
Which no one is believing.
And in typical soap opera fashion, Chad walks in on it, and then so does Gabby. And I loved the, "Hey, take picture." And you see Gabby in the background like,
Like literally
I
taking
literally
taking
was
pictures.
laughing out loud. I was like, "Oh, that's funny."
Yeah.
I probably laugh at things I shouldn't be laughing at, but they are hysterical to me.
Yes.
So that actually ends up happening, and she has to tell JJ and Jennifer that she's married now. It was quick. It was sudden.
It was quick, but it was also a little awkward because Abe was there to actually facilitate the marriage.
The wedding.
And he was even hesitant about him because he said he wouldn't do it unless he talked to Jennifer. And he couldn't get a hold of her because I don't know, she's too busy dealing with JJ and the possible fact that he could be...
Jennifer gave him approval. Jennifer said he could do it.
That must have been my pizza roll moment.
That had to have been your pizza. He did.
Speaking of pizza rolls, next time there'll be fruit and something.
Yeah, I'll do a fruit plate.
You know, the
Edible
cheese
arrangement.
balls,
We'll
one
do an
time
edible
it's
arrangement.
I'm really trying to get off wheat.
And here we are, like
Okay.
with the pizza rolls in front. And
Wheat, cheese,
they're
the
hard to
whole-
resist.
She had to walk through our wheat farm to get in here.
Yeah.
I know. I was
Carrots and
it's
celery would be
taking
noisy,
all
though.
the discipline that I
It's
can.
fine.
Yeah.
No, we'll go with grapes or cucumber.
Yeah,
Cucumber's
That could
good.
be
Yeah,
that,
that's
yeah.
good.
Those could be good.
Hummus, little hummus. I'll have a little setup when we come next time.
yeah.
Now,
Katie-
see how you roll. Or
That's
I'll just
right.
drop it off at the door every time for you.
It would be like, this episode is catered by Vanessa Williams. That little wedding happened. I feel like everyone should have just walked in. Sonny should have walked in. Jennifer should have walked in, and so like everyone should have just randomly came to Club TBD. Valerie could have walked in, you know, to be there to
With
be,
Abe.
because
He could have been there with Abe.
Held
Yeah.
the Bible for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
But the wedding happened. It was a tish awkward just because like there was this weird energy with Chad being there, and then it felt like
You think?
yeah, it's like she just wanted to go through it because like he was there. Because there was that moment where I felt like she kind of saw him and he was like, okay, yeah, we'll do it by all means.
Yeah.
And she was like, fine, I will. Yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
say his little attitude he was given was quite great.
Well,
Like just the looks he was giving her.
is there anything from Billy?
I
Flynn
mean,
that-
really, he can't do wrong in my book.
Has he been here?
Oh,
A couple of times.
He has.
That must have been lovely.
For Mark.
Yeah.
But he also does have a restraining order on me. But
Details.
whatever.
So
Gina loves me now.
Yes. So, well, Freddie, I'll ask you because we've had many discussions about whether it should be Chad and Abigail or Chad and Gabby. If Sonny could pull Chad aside and say, "I think you should go for," who do you think Chad should go for? That's a tough
Hearing
one.
Abby in my head somewhere. Where's that coming from?
Mark. Just choose Mark. Go gay.
You know what? I think I'd have to go with Abby. Just from what he feels about it. I really think that's the one he really truly loves. Even
Yeah.
though Gabby is like one of my best friends and we share a
She's
daughter.
Right.
lovely.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think he's ultimately in love with Abigail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sonny's no stranger to little triangles either.
Right.
With Paul and Will.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh,
there was one point we were all kind of rooting for Paul, and then we were like, oh wait, but Will.
Yeah.
Then there's Will.
It gets so complicated.
Yeah.
Gives me hot flashes.
That's why we keep watching.
right,
Mhm.
exactly, so we
Exactly.
can figure it
I
out.
can't believe too. It's been like Paul and I have been together for a good year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like it's
Yeah,
really
that's-
become. Remember, everyone's like, "Oh, Will Paulson." Then Paulson became like
Mm-hmm.
a
a
thing.
power couple. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's really really interesting.
Well, yes, but on that island though, and I think we talked about this. There was a pan of like how everyone's sleeping arrangements
Oh
were.
yeah.
And you had Chad and Gabby like all cuddled up, and then it panned to Paul and Sonny, and y'all were just like, I was like, now wait a minute.
The gays would be the
Let me
worst.
tell you, yeah, the gays would be the complete worst. They'll be all like, oh.
Can you guys go around the corner there
Can you-
for us for a minute?
Actually, they would have said, you know what? We're gonna set up just around here. If anyone needs
We can
us,
do our thing.
just
Yeah.
let us know.
You know, not everyone is wild like that. Some people are very tame.
That's very true.
And it's true.
And
And
I'm one of
yeah.
those people.
Oh.
Mark on the other.
Oh.
Right. Miss
Okay, I won't
Christian,
deny that.
right, okay.
Yeah. It's okay, Freddie. Before you leave today, Mark and I we're gonna give you some gay lingo to kind of weave into the script with you
Okay.
and Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We've already talked
They
about
have
it on
that
the
kind
show
of
a little bit.
I thought you were
Yeah.
we were gonna go cuddle somewhere. But that's good.
Back and
All right.
Listen.
You're like, whew, thank
Now,
God.
I know all about method acting.
I was
and,
gonna say he's not a method actor.
And
Tony.
Freddie, if you would like to know what it's like to cuddle with someone, because I'm almost Christopher Sean's stature. I'm not as big, but you know, you can get a sense.
Get a
we can,
sense.
Yeah, we can method act. It's for acting purposes only. Yeah.
Try don't necessarily try this at home.
And can I get a show of hands of who's not believing this BS right here?
Oh my gosh, that means I feel like I've just added another last name.
Yep, Kyler's gonna be upset with you now.
Well, he's already.
Yeah, he's already upset. There's a tiff in the works.
I gave Kyler one compliment on one show, and all of a sudden
He's hyphenating. Tony Moore Pettis.
I know Tony Moore Pettis. There's
More Pettis, get it? More Pettis.
More
He
Pettis.
wants
yeah,
more
yeah.
Pettis.
there's Mark Freeman Flynn.
Yeah.
I did hyphenate.
I get it.
Our other co-host is Matthew Evan Payne Vaughn, because he's a huge Greg Vaughn fan.
Oh,
I was the only person that was still just Tony Moore
Okay.
until that one comment. And then all of a sudden
But
it was
now
like,
he's
no,
kind
you're a
of
Pettis.
now he's Tony Moore Pettis Archie.
Well, he is a cutie pie, and we had so
Archie.
much good work together.
Lamone
Yeah,
does.
Lamone is yummy too.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
I am still
I know
a
Lamone's last
free
name.
agent.
Archie, yeah.
Archie.
Yeah.
That's his
Archie.
last name.
Archie.
Yeah.
I remember when I interviewed him at the Daytime Emmys, and I said, "Is it Archie? Am I saying that right?" Because they just show you
Yeah.
the piece of paper, and I was like, "Archie." He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "But how do you say the first name?" And I said, "Lamont." He said, "No, Lamone." I was like, "Oh my God, I'm glad you said that to me, because I would have said your first name,
You would've-
thinking I knew the first
Right,
name,
right.
and the second name I was going to get wrong."
Totally butchered it. All right, so and that was that with Chad, Abigail, and Dario.
Yep.
Covered.
They're married, and we all see
For now.
that for now, and we all see that Chad still has some feelings for Abigail, and
Even as he stands there with Gabby.
yes, so
Right.
let the triangle begin. Moving on to Trip and Kayla.
Yep.
So Trip is finally. I know.
I was like, that was a sigh.
I know.
Sign ahead.
Well, it's just because like I said last week, I wasn't fully on board with Trip trying to sabotage Kayla, because I feel like he's gotten his information secondhand from Jade.
Right.
And so Jade is kind of manipulating this situation a little bit by lying to him and saying, "Oh, Kayla's the one that killed your mom," and it's like, no, girl. And in fact, who really killed his mom, but you hate Kayla so much that you're trying to get back at her.
But
Stirring the pot.
he's
Yeah.
at least questioning it now,
As
because
he
I think
should.
he's getting to know Kayla, and he's starting to see, I don't see how she could do this. Like, I think he's generally concerned that he's doing the wrong thing, because there was even a phone call to Jade where he says
He thinks he should
He's
backtrack.
questioning it. He's worried he might kill somebody, which thank God somebody said that, because I was like, well, isn't messing with medication
You
like
going
not a
through
good
and
thing to
changing
do?
doses and
Okay.
things like that.
Yeah.
Like,
So at least
somebody could
that
kill over.
conversation
Oh, yeah.
was had. I like when
Yeah.
I think things and then
And then
it
they
is
say
said.
it.
Like,
Yeah.
thank you for saying
Yeah, yeah,
Stating
Because
the
I'm
obvious.
because I'm
Yes.
sitting in my bed eating pizza rolls, going,
Right.
"Girl,
yeah.
you're gonna kill somebody."
Colonel, Colonel Sanders.
Right? Exactly. Exactly.
So we're 1 for 2.
Exactly.
1 for 2.
Right. Exactly.
1 for 2.
But Kayla actually got brought in by Seth, who Seth is like the head of the hospital.
Oh, I was like, who's Seth?
Yeah, and
So how much I watch it every day.
every day, and even sometimes we're like,
Who? They'll be in the chat room. They're like, "What about so and so?" And I'm like, "Who?"
Who's that?
And I was like,
What
"Oh,
happened?"
I was drinking. I don't know when I was
Okay.
watching. I don't know."
But he also was caught up with like some of the mistakes that Kayla has been making, and luckily when they did the autopsy of the patient that had just passed away, there was no implication of any wrongdoing.
medication.
Yeah,
Right.
Did
Like
something
it was
wrong.
just
Straight death.
It was exactly what she had said. It was 10 milligrams of some medical term that I have no idea what it is, so I'm gonna leave it there.
We learn them as we go as well.
Yeah, I'm sure you've had to
Oh
learn.
my goodness! When I first came on, there was like
Yeah.
a whole stat kind of emergency situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
And you kind of want to be able to look professional when you're doing it.
Yeah.
You know, learning the words is the first.
Because those are some words.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, really.
See, here's another question that came up for me that maybe there's a nurse in our chat room that would be able to answer this, because this was my thought when the whole thing happened with Tripp, when he went in and stopped the nurse from giving the 25 milligrams instead of 2.5 milligrams. Like, isn't it a nurse's job to question it? Like, shouldn't she go,
Ooh, this
"Girl,
is
that looks
enough
like a
to
lot."
kill you.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
like, and she's like, "Well, no, that's what it says. I got to do what it says." I'm like, "No, I don't know if that's a
Yeah.
rule."
No.
Like, I think that's a made-up rule for Days of
Yeah.
Our Lives. So
But-
if there's a nurse in the chat room, let me know.
See,
if
I
I'm on
took
the
it-
right
Nurse
path.
Jackie would have definitely had
Yeah,
something to say about that.
See,
Yeah.
I took it as like, you know, you always have that one person on the job that's like, okay, that's what it says, and if it comes back to bite me in the ass,
That's doctor.
I can be like, look, that's what it said right here, so that's what I
I got the
did.
form.
But see,
Right,
then I
right.
need a scene prior to that of that nurse doing that with something else, so that when she does it again, I'm like, oh, well, she's that kind of girl.
But see, Mark, that's already in your head.
Right.
You know, you really don't need that scene
Right,
because it's
okay,
already living there. So
okay.
these are sort of the shortcuts. We're just such an imagery and movie kind of audience now.
Right.
They don't need to put that
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
You've already got that in your head.
Okay.
See,
I'll go with
I feel like if Sonny was over the hospital, that nurse would have been gone too. So it would have been
Fired.
51 people
Fired.
that would have been
Oh
let
yeah.
go.
Yeah. You can't make mistakes like that. Zero
Or
tolerance.
following
Yeah.
something so rigidly that you don't question, oh, this
Right.
is enough, you know, Mercurochrome to kill
Right.
a person.
It's like 25 milligrams for this one person.
Yay! I thought we was treating this fun. You know.
So
Oh, that was Hope too.
Did you hear
Yes.
Mercurochrome? I mean, does anyone
I,
know what that
I knew. I was gonna
did.
say it. I was like, I think we're probably the only two that know what that is. Yeah,
yeah.
That's like from my youth.
Me too.
okay?
Yeah.
I didn't know, but the fact that you said it, I just believed it. I was like, she knows what she's
One of
talking
those
about.
words.
We
Yeah.
used,
One of
we
those
used it.
words.
We
I was
used
like,
it.
it sounds like a medical term, so I'm just gonna go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Used by Dr. Moms.
Yes,
All over
exactly,
the country.
exactly. Was
so-
it orange?
Oh my God. Come on. This is my brother right here. We need to switch seats.
I remember it. I remember it. That's so true.
It was so strange.
That was
Oh my
weird
God.
because when you said, I went, did she just say
I said
Mercurochrome?
Mercurochrome.
Well, for,
That's the term that came
Everybody
up.
Google that
for,
at home.
wait, for me and
What is
Freddie,
that?
because Freddie and I are
It's like
sitting there
a-
like, don't
It's
know
like
what it is.
it's like
It's
an
a-
antibiotic that you put
Yeah.
on like cuts and stuff like to keep it from getting infected.
Getting
and stuff.
infected, but it was orange. It had
Okay.
like this dye in it.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
you painted it over. It was
Yeah.
just like a word that you learn when you're like 5 years old, 7 years old. Get the Mercurochrome.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we always had the pink stuff.
There's probably a
Yeah,
commercial
we
on
had the pink
YouTube.
stuff,
for
too.
it.
That's the calamine lotion.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
calamine lotion.
Yeah.
Isn't that same family?
Yeah,
It was in that same
that
emergency kit together.
that and rubbing alcohol.
Rubber alcohol,
Yeah, you either had
Mercurochrome.
Or
you had
rub
the
some dirt on it.
yeah.
Some dirt on it.
You had one or two rubbing alcohol. You had the green or the clear.
Right.
Oh.
Which
I
I
never
felt
had the
like
green.
right. I felt like both of them did the same thing, but when you slightly grow up in Alabama, you understand that there's just some
Sometimes it's got to be green.
there's just some real country like home remedies that you just don't understand. You just do.
You just do.
Yeah. Like if you're sick, a teaspoon of
I know
vinegar
this is a
apparently will
big,
take
big aside,
everything.
but did you ever have like onions in your sock to bring the fever down?
No, we never did
Oh.
that.
I heard about it.
Yeah,
I never
see,
done it, but I
Marcus,
heard
my
about
brother,
it.
yeah, you know, and it works.
Freddie's
it really
like
works.
in
Really.
our
Oh
we
my
just
God, it
we
draws
did
the
diamond
heat
tap.
out. It draws the fever out.
And
you
they
guys,
We've
comment
been,
on
my
this.
husband's a flight attendant. He went to Japan and he got they actually sell in Japan little. It's not well, maybe it is onions. I don't know what's in it, but they sell these little packs that stick to the bottom of your feet when you sleep, and it's supposed to draw out
Draw out-
toxins and stuff. So
Oh.
we've been doing those.
That's not
Clearly, it's not working. I'm trying 24/7, so
Oh,
I don't know,
man.
it's not working. It's not pulling enough out.
Bless your heart.
Keep
Bless
going,
your
keep
heart.
going. Less of these, maybe.
Right.
I know, right?
And that's pretty much it with Tripp and Kayla. Tripp is questioning whether or not he should continue on with this.
Right.
Kayla was cleared, but a watchful eye is being kept on her. But one thing that Patch said, because he was like, I'm going to prove to you that Kayla didn't do this, I started thinking like, if he goes to the tapes, he's going to see that Tripp is
did
the
it.
one that was like changing stuff. Because I'm pretty sure at some point somebody has to say, well, let's take a look at surveillance to see like what's been going on. I mean, it's a hospital. There has to be cameras in the
Right,
hospital.
there absolutely
Sometimes they're
are.
not working.
For
This-
purposes of
this
our
is
show.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Those
Yeah.
are some of the, like,
Yeah. And they explain it
right.
when it's not working.
Okay, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, well, those were our top storylines. Let's get into some tidbits, and we're gonna zip right through these because we want to
Yes.
talk as much as we can with
Dish.
Freddie and Vanessa. So,
We can just skip that one.
well, we have to talk about this.
No, we can just skip that.
Rafe and Hope.
We can skip it.
Go ahead, Mark, because you
Read
mentioned
my Twitter.
you mentioned on Twitter you had a big rant about.
Well, it's like, I'm just tired of hope being shoved down my throat 24/7. And it's like literally spent an entire episode trying to propose that was completely idiotic. And then there wasn't an answer. Then it was like, well, because I wasn't half paying attention, I thought she said no.
But she actually said nothing.
But she said nothing. And then we spent
Which
a
is
whole
no.
nother episode with her having to go around
But
and
it's
talk
not
to
yet.
25 other people
anything.
for them to say, you should do this. Like, literally took 2 days.
Well,
Just to
Well,
be
yes.
sure, anything other than yes is a no for a dude. 'Cause
Right.
I remember saying not yet, and
Yeah.
And that
learning,
meant
oh my
no.
God, you know, his
Yeah.
heart was broken because
Right.
I didn't say yes. Anything other than yes is
but
heartbreaking.
I feel like, someone who has not reached that point in a relationship
relationship.
as of yet, but I feel like when
to ask?
Yeah, when it's okay, I think we can lock this down.
Like,
you know what
they're
I mean?
pregnant.
You were so
Can
old
be
school,
before that.
Mark.
Yeah, like
That's so old school.
like
I'm just-
I feel like
Bring it out
yes,
there.
that would be kind
It's
of.
an option.
Yeah.
you would know. Like, I mean,
I would know.
Freddie, when you agree, like I would know when
Yeah.
to
Oh.
when to
Well, the
ask someone.
discussion. I mean, it depends on. I'm sure every individual relationship, but even with mine personally, I mean, like we've talked about it. So
Yeah.
like, when the time's right, I know that we both are on the same page.
Yeah,
But I don't know. Sometimes people get the no and not yet.
and
you
we've
know?
seen those fails on YouTube. I watched a whole slew of them one night
Oh.
because I was in my feelings one night, and so I was on
So
YouTube.
that was what you were
And
watching?
I was going through and watching all
that'll
of those.
record where they
'Cause you
say
wanted
no.
to
Yeah,
feel
when they
even
say no.
worse.
Well, there was a transition because I was watching happy proposals,
Oh,
and then there was
and
that
somewhere
one
along the line-
failed one. Yeah, and I was
And
like,
you took that
oh,
train, that
I took
lost
that.
and
I
turned.
detoured into the failed one, and I was like, oh my goodness, how you don't know because if
Right.
someone
Well,
at
not yet's better than no.
well,
Yeah.
that's true.
Right, because yeah,
Yours
but
wasn't a no.
it wasn't a no, and it wasn't even I'm gonna say no, but I just felt like we had some other stuff we had to cover
Right.
before I got to my yes. It was
Was
some
it
things-
was it private?
What do you mean?
Like, was it a private
Just he
moment
and
or in
I?
front
Yeah,
of
it was a
people?
private moment. It was
Oh,
definitely
okay.
a private moment. We were in. I mean, if it was in front of people, I think I would have just said yes,
Yeah.
just because that's
Oh,
what you
okay.
do.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's
In
also
public.
probably goes into it though. Like if it was
Yeah.
on a bigger scale, it would be a more not negative, but just
Yeah.
more hurtful,
devastating.
devastating if
Yeah.
it was
A bit, yeah.
in a public.
But
forum.
privately, I think that's super fair because that's just intimate setting. But if he was on like the big screen, or
Well,
if it was
well,
Facebook Live nowadays,
Trust
I mean,
me.
Right.
That's
This-
a tough position.
This one lady had no qualms about saying no in front of that jumbotron. She was like, no, and everyone was like, oh,
Uh-oh.
like no
we
one knew
want
what
to
to
see
do.
what happens
Right,
next.
right. So with Rafe and Hope, Rafe went all over town trying to get everybody's permission in order to to propose to Hope, and then Hope didn't say anything, but we were confused at one point because it was a no. And then later on in the episode, she asked him to marry, and then they said yes. So anyway, Rafe and Hope are now engaged.
Right. See
so-
how we did that, Days?
Yeah.
Wrap that
So
up
there's
5
that.
minutes.
But the folks want it to linger.
I
Of
don't. But
course.
see, that's the thing. I don't think that they do.
Oh, okay.
According to my Twitter,
No.
everyone was in agreement with me. So
Oh, I see. Okay, well, we'll
Just
take that message
putting that
back
out there.
to the
It was, but
they don't really listen to what we have to say.
No.
Speaking of
There would be a lot of different things going on.
Yes.
if we were in that
like Sonny and Paul will have another fabulous gay best friend to wander Salem with.
There you go.
I mean, I'm just putting that out there.
Okay,
I mean,
exactly.
I'm just saying. I mean,
I'm
there's
gonna
only-
see what I can do around that too.
I appreciate that. I
Yes.
appreciate that.
Yes.
Listen, Sonny and Paul can't be the only two gays floating around in
Exactly.
Salem. You know what I mean? There has to be some like little underground club.
Some gay podcasters.
Yeah, that are wandering around, or like some like club that has a drag show featuring Lorraine Love.
What?
Oh,
Who's that queen?
my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah. I mean, listen, we're just throwing ideas out there.
I think Valerie should go should like want to spark up something interesting in her on a date with Abe and take him to a drag club.
And we
I-
can be there to do it.
Oh my goodness, I'm really loving.
I gotta
that
fit
idea.
back into my girl clothes then.
yeah.
Or just get bigger girl
That's
clothes.
a whole-
honey.
yeah,
It
there we
don't-
go.
it don't even hurt
They
your
stretch.
feelings,
Girl,
honey.
we'll start going to Running
Spandex.
King.
I love
Every
people
day.
when people find out I do drag. They would say, "Well, what size do you are?" I'm like, "Well, if it stretches, I can wear it too. You don't want to see me in it, but I can wear it.
Stretch material is a
Just
girl's
depends.
best friend.
Depends
Yeah.
if it stretches. Yeah.
Oh my
Um,
God.
all right,
More
so-
on that later. Folks.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
So then we have Theo and Claire. There's tension between them because they just recently broke up. Theo thinks it's kind of best for him to move out of the loft so that way you know, the tension isn't there with him and Claire. I did like the moment that where they just kind of talked about how
I was
going
to say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Wow, we agree.
Yeah.
I like
They-
Thumbs up.
Yeah, I mean,
Huh.
you need that moment post breakup, like, you know, I really felt like this, but you know, maybe it's not.
I thought it was a
Where
really
we should be.
cute, sweet moment between them.
Yeah.
I really did.
And mature,
Yeah.
since
And
they're
very
such
mature.
a young couple.
See, there are things I like, people.
Yeah,
Besides Chad.
but I mean, right. Well,
Duh.
but
I do no wrong.
I've always liked the
And my gays.
yes, I've always liked the character of Theo because he's very like blunt with
Yeah.
how he feels
Mhm.
and everything, and so yeah, I truly appreciated that. Oh, actually, you got my 3 Snaps award one time.
Whoa, do tell. Do
Yes,
tell.
it was a few months ago when Theo planted the
Oh,
bug, and you found it, and you were like, Theo, I know this is you. And I was like, yes, girl, you better get him.
Actually, I think you got my quote of the week last
Me
week. Didn't he get my quote of the week last week?
Yes, because you
I'm
were
trying to
gonna
remember
give-
what it was.
You were gonna give it to. He was gonna give it to Billy,
But of course.
but
I know
But
sometimes I
Freddie
just stop
got it.
myself.
Yeah,
Yes, you know,
yeah,
he's
to be
really
fair.
funny too. I'm trying to remember. I'll have to remember because I delete it and I rewrite this week's on my
Oh,
notes.
okay.
So I'll have to try and remember what it was. But I'm
Well,
almost
maybe
positive you got
someone
it
will
last week.
call in and remind
Yeah.
I
us.
remember what you said.
Tweet in.
it'll
I might-
pop.
I
It'll
didn't
pop
tweet
up.
it.
No.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's Theo and Claire.
Well, thank you. I'm
Yes.
gonna go for more of those.
Yes, yes.
I'll do a little wink or a little ear tug, a Carol Burnett ear tug, and be like, Tony, you getting this?
Say something to me like wink, wink, and I'll be like,
Okay.
I got you, girl. I got it.
I was hopeful actually with your scene because you know Victor walks into a room and I'm like, here comes my quote of the week. Like
I
it
get
doesn't
it.
matter what he says, it's like
He's so
perfection.
fabulous, right?
So when you during your scene, I was very attentive. I was like, is he gonna give me something this week? He didn't, but that's
Oh,
okay.
well,
With someone else this week.
We'll see what those are.
Yeah.
And then really quick, Brady, Nicole, and Eric. Eric kind of thought that Nicole had told Brady about what happened with them
Right.
last
Little
week
slip
while
up.
they were on Halo 2.0, but they didn't, and so Brady's kind of getting caught up. But also, we're starting to see that Nicole sees this warm, soft side of Eric, especially with that scene with the homeless guy. He was a veteran who just needed a job, and even though the community center didn't need any landscaping or even have landscaping, he still gave.
He was a good crier too.
He was,
For a
because
little walk-on.
I can't cry on cue. That's why he booked the gig,
Yeah,
because he
exactly.
could cry, and he looked
I
like
kept
a guy.
going like when he walked in the room. I'm like, because there's a new face. You're like, what's going on
Yeah,
here?
what's
What's
about to
this? What's
happen?
this about? And then as soon as they cut, because even during the scene, I'm like, what is this about? What is my devious mind? And then they cut to that scene with Nicole in the hallway, and I went, got it,
It's
got it.
showing
Got
that
it.
that he is not this monster,
Right.
That
Which he's not.
He's drama. No,
Which he's not.
we all know that. So I feel like there's some Eric Nicole stuff that's
Gonna
happening.
be happening.
Yes.
Very observant.
Kate and Andre. Lucas has now found out that they're married.
Okay. Okay. Friday completed me. Everything
Yeah.
that happened on Friday made up for everything else that I had to suffer through with Hope and Rafe.
Okay.
From start to
Thank
finish,
God.
Friday was my everything. From Lucas finding out, from Lucas and Adrian talking about Kate and Andre, from the Kate and Andre
That
photo
photo
shoot.
shoot.
And all of Friday was my everything. It was my everything. It just like, I was like, okay, this is the days that I love.
That
This
photo
is the
shoot
shit that I
was
love.
such a battle of Damaris.
Yeah.
Like, Kate was trying to remain the powerful woman that
She's
she
like,
is.
you're going to pour tea. She's like, no,
No.
I'm going to read the paper.
Kate was basically like,
I
"Look,
don't pour tea.
I'm not this like domestic woman that you're trying to paint me out to be. I'm a strong businesswoman. I don't pour tea.
Yeah. It was my everything.
Yeah. It's there. You got
See,
it.
yeah, it was you and
In fact,
Victor.
give me
See,
a
it was all. Friday was everything.
Yeah.
Friday was everything.
Yeah.
Love.
I do believe my quote of the week came on Friday.
Oh, good. Well, and that was it. That was the week of days.
Yeah.
So we'll get into our segments very quickly, and then we're going to have plenty of time
Grab
to
it.
dish even more with
Watching the
Vanessa
sand.
and
I'm
Freddie.
watching the
Yeah.
sands.
All right, so here we go, y'all. It's time to start with my segment, which is Tony's official 3 Snaps Award. Here we go.
Oh, that's a great sound cue. I love that.
Okay, so
Or as I like to call it,
I'm
the
all
You
in.
Go
the
Girl.
You Go Girl Award. Okay, so I battled between giving it to 2 people, but
Valerie or Sonny. Because they were our guests.
Okay. Find something.
Is it one of us?
I don't
No,
know.
Valerie
Well,
wasn't in the
he
show
doesn't
this
tell
week.
me.
She wasn't featured this
We don't
week.
tell each other.
It goes to someone close to Valerie.
Ooh.
It goes to Abe because in Club TBD, he was there minding his own business, and then Dario asked to talk to him, and the first thing Abe says is, "I've been trying to take my order, and there's no one here to take it. Can you take it?" And I was like, "Yes, Abe, you better get your food." I died because it was like in that moment. He wasn't hangry, but you can tell he was hungry.
Okay.
And he was just like, I really don't have time for what you're about to say. I just need some food,
Yeah,
and there's
yes,
no one here to take my order.
yes, there's
So,
no time.
James Reynolds, Abe, you get Tony's official 3 Snaps Award.
I'll be sure to give it to him when I see
Please
him.
do. Please
Back in
do.
there,
Please
yes.
do. And now it's time for Mark's
There it is.
Quote of the Week.
Okay, so I was torn, and I literally decided it on the way here which one I'm going to go with, and I'm going to go with JJ as getting my quote of the week.
I feel like this was almost my 3 snaps.
This was on Friday
Yeah.
when he finds out that Abigail got married, and he said, "On your lunch hour, did the ceremony come with fries?" And I literally rewound and watched it like 3 times
Yes.
because I
Oh,
couldn't stop
my
laughing.
goodness.
So Casey Moss gets my quote of the week.
And that has been Mark's Quote of the Week. And now it's time for Fan of the Week.
Fan of the week. I have to
Oh,
pull up my
we do
husband's.
that.
My husband was on a trip to Shanghai. He's a flight attendant, and he messaged me saying that one of the other flight attendants on his plane watches Days and is also a big Billy Flynn fan.
Oh, boy.
Well,
So I love her already. Her name is Joni Boswell, and unfortunately she doesn't watch Dishin Days, but I'm gonna
Let's
give her
stop.
Fan of the Week, and then maybe she will tune in and watch us.
she just better.
So Joni Boswell, United Flight Attendant, you are my Fan of the Week.
There we go.
Lovely.
All right.
Pays
now-
defy the friendly skies.
All right. Let's now chat with Freddie and Vanessa.
Okay.
And we are going to take your questions, and we're going to take your phone calls. So once Skype is up and running, we'll let you know the number so that you guys can call in. All right. So,
I noticed something as I was doing my research,
yes.
and I thought this was pretty interesting, that your characters were part of 2 major daytime happenings. Valerie being the first interracial relationship, and Sonny being part of the first gay marriage on daytime. So I thought it was
Yes.
pretty fantastic that you were both here, and that was both of your characters were part of those
represent.
huge,
Yes.
you know,
Social breakthroughs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. How is it bad? Like, I'm sure for you, I mean, you weren't on the show at that point,
Yeah.
but
I'm the 3rd installation of that character,
Right.
but
Yeah.
it was still something that I really dug into. When
and I know I'm sure you get a lot of messages and things from the gays, as I call them.
the children.
The children,
My
the kids.
peeps,
Family.
my
The
peeps.
kids.
So what has that been like for you?
I mean, it's been that's a loaded question.
Right,
But,
I know.
Oh.
The progression that we've made is what stands out the most.
Yeah.
You know, when it comes to wondering how a conservative audience on daytime soap in 2011 would perceive 2 guys kissing, to the first love scene, to the engagement, to the wedding, to the like
Right.
as we progressed, and there was a point where everyone was like kind of, we didn't know, and now it's like not even like a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's just we've made huge steps in society from 2010
Yeah.
till now.
Right.
And I'm sure we've said this to you before. We've said it on the show many a times that we liked the way that Days presented Will as a gay character and him coming out, and the ease of it. Like, they really took their time to like develop it, and it wasn't just like a thing that was thrown at fans.
Rope.
It was something that just kind of, what'd you say?
Rope,
That's a whole different kind
like
of
thrown
gay.
it in your face, like Rafe and Hope.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, rope. I thought you meant actual rope.
No,
Oh.
Rafe
See,
and Hope.
I was.
Going somewhere else with that.
Yep, you saw where I was going.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've always appreciated the ease, and I feel like there were moments where we thought, oh no, they're gonna get rid of the gay storyline because there was so much other things happening that it kind of fell to the wayside. But now really love seeing you and Christopher Sean and like how your relationship continues to grow, and especially during the jungle scenes with him having jungle madness, you were the only person that was like wanting to be calming towards him and be there for him. Now, I would have probably said, okay, I gotta go, because I'm not gonna.
That's a little messy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to get killed. He already done stabbed Eli. I don't want to be next. But it was it was great just to see
how
that
love
relationship.
Works.
Yes,
This is
yes.
like that love conquers all.
And we want to see more. We want to see more.
It's gonna be a love fest, I'll tell you what.
Oh, I bet. I bet. Oh, well, and speaking of, we want to teach you a few gay terms.
Okay.
To take back with you. So, for example, if something happens at Titan one day and you really want to tell Paul, and Paul is sitting in the Kiriakis mansion, you should come busting in, and the first thing you say is, girl.
Girl. A lot more girl.
G-U-R-L. Like, girl.
Girl.
I've got some tea to tell you.
I got some tea to tell you.
Yeah.
Not your friend T. T as in...
like,
right.
information, you know.
That's going to get put in the tea.
Yeah. So,
and he'll say, serve it up.
Yes, exactly. So
You need a pen?
I don't have my notebook with me.
Yeah.
I'm taking copious notes, and these are some things that I actually know
Yes.
from my own relationship with the children, the kids.
Yes.
The kids.
And every now and then you gotta put in like a boo. That's good. Like, oh hey boo, how are you? Or honey. Especially when you're talking to Gabby. Since you and Gabby are like really close, you can be like, oh, or Miss Thang. Oh, Miss Thang. Oh,
It's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good
I feel
one.
like we haven't done any
No.
nicknames.
No, not really.
You can call
Like,
Gabby. Start with Gabby. Miss
Any
Thang.
mannerisms, or any mannerisms.
Yeah.
I think, starting with Gabby would be cool because that's his girlfriend.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, that's his
what-
homegirl.
what
His
he would
boo.
say it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Hang with us, Freddie. We got.
I'm gonna hang with him. I'm gonna hang with him.
We rub off on you.
Yeah.
You really do. And I
Just
feel
really
like
I'm gonna
scary.
go back to work and go, cut. Freddie, come here.
You are not allowed on Dishin Days anymore.
Can you imagine like Freddie and Camila having a scene where they're in the square and Freddie's like, "Oh hey girl," and she,
Certainly you can't imagine.
I know. Oh yeah. We would both be like,
It is screaming. Listen.
and then she has to reply back, "Oh hey girl," and then it's like, oh my, and then they just start, and I hope like we're in the back to just be like just sitting there like. Just like living.
I don't know if Middle America's ready for that Days of Our Lives. I don't know if they're ready for
But
that.
see, they could cover that in a guest character.
Yes,
Right,
yes.
exactly.
You
See,
rolled out. You
these are
rolled out in
just
that Fred.
ideas. So just
They can grow
Don't feel
legs.
absolutely
out there.
necessary
Just
to do them,
throw it
but
out there.
just be glad me and Tony are not in the writing room.
Freddie be like, it says girl here. So
A lot
It's
of you,
spelled
a lot
wrong.
of
how do I say that? Is it like with sass or what is this moment?
Oh shit.
And speaking of characters, Vanessa, I know for you, I know you've done The Bay,
Yeah.
but this is like, correct me if I'm wrong, your first like daytime soap.
Well, daytime, yeah.
This is my first daytime soap. Yeah, because you can't count Melrose Place because it was
Yeah,
nighttime.
yeah, it was
Right.
nighttime.
It's my first daytime soap as a series regular.
Yeah.
Yes.
In my coming of age in New York, I
Yes.
did do a little stint where I played a model. I can't even remember which show it was,
Mhm.
but I did like a week long, some
Yeah.
sort of contest or something. That was like an under 5 kind of
Yeah.
week long stint. This is absolutely my first commitment, and I'm loving it.
And I mean, because you have such a extensive resume.
Yes.
Coming into this medium, how was it for you? Were you nervous going into it? Was it something like new and exciting for you? Like, because soaps go very quick.
I'm telling you, I'm about to tell you.
Yeah.
It was new, exciting, and terrifying.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we were talking earlier about all that doctor jargon to come in and you don't even have time, because by the time my deal closed, because I asked at the meeting, well, will I have time to? I know it goes fast. Will I have time to have the script? And I said, yeah, you get the script a week in advance. Well, by the time my deal closed, it was 3 days before I had to go on and read like had all this like stat and stuff. Because you got to know the lines and do all this kind of doctory action.
Right.
So it was quite bananas. But then you know after I felt like I was thrown right into it. I said, well, I see how you'll work around here. Can the girl hang? Can the girl sit? You know, I literally had my lines in a drawer. And I was like, okay, ready, set, go.
Yeah.
You know, and the great thing is that they're not so like hard edge and like you have to say every single word that's written. You can like get the gist out there. You know, and that was the other thing I got from watching the masters. You know, the folks who've been there forever, Marlene and all those folks. You know, just make it sing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, let me see what they do. There we go. And now, you know, I feel like I got a little system here.
Yeah. Did you research the character of Valerie once you knew that you had booked it, just to kind of see the relationships that she had?
I didn't go
previously?
back too far in the past with it. You know, I counted on James to catch me up and the producers to because I knew that the stories were going forward. So I basically needed to know this, but some folks didn't even remember themselves. I was like, I think. You know, so and because as you had mentioned, this is like the third incarnation of this character. She was there, she went away, she came back as played by another actress. So I looked at all those pictures and such like that, but I was definitely just trying to get prepared to be a doctor more than anything else, and just figure out the relationships and who's who, and that was the trying thing. Well, but exciting and fun.
Oh, good. I think we have some phone calls. If you guys are wanting to call in, make sure you call 424-253-0749. Again, that's 424-253-0749. Now, when you call in, try to make everything brief. Make sure you have your question or comment ready, because we're going to squeeze in as many phone calls as we can. And we're going to start with this one. Hello, caller. You are on live on AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Isabel, and I'm calling from France.
This is hopefully you're watching, because you see Mark has the mug that you sent us. He uses it every week.
Every week.
I asked about it, and they said, yes, our wonderful fan, Issa, gave it to us, created it.
I've stopped watching because it's not at the same time, so I'm getting lost here.
So what's
Sorry,
your
I'm
question
completely
or
lost
comment?
because the online it's not I'm not online, so.
That's okay.
It's fine.
Well, never mind. I had a question for Freddie, if it's possible to talk to Freddie.
Of course, he's right
I'm
here.
here. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Well, my question has got nothing to do with days, but I just wanted to know if you had any plan to come to France.
I will be in France at one point. I definitely want to go travel, and I've been making my rounds, finally getting out of the country. So yeah, I would love to come to France. That's one of the spots I want to come to. I don't know a timeline on it, but I'd say within the next 2 to 3 years.
Well, it would be nice to meet you.
Yeah, you're amazing. I thank you for your support. You're awesome.
I was just there, Issa.
Wow.
She don't care about you.
Sorry?
I was just there. You didn't come see me.
Yeah, I know, Mark, you went to Paris. And I've been to Paris 2 weeks before you.
We just missed each other.
Yeah,
Ships pass.
Oh no.
with a friend from Canada. That was nice, actually.
Nice.
Well, it would be nice to meet Freddie one day, I hope, anyway.
Oh yeah. No, I plan on being to France, so that'd be awesome.
I'm sorry, I'm a bit nervous. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't even know if I'm talking right.
Oh no,
You're talking perfectly.
You're amazing. You sound great.
You speak better than Tony.
Thanks. I left you a message, Tony, about something you had for a year now.
Yes.
And, the gift.
And I received that message, and yes, I got it. Got you covered. Yes.
Got you
Okay,
covered.
well,
Yes.
never mind. Just send me a note and I'll know.
Okay.
Thanks anyway.
I will. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, all of you, and I love you, Freddie.
Oh, thank you.
And I think you know that.
You are the
And hi
best.
to Vanessa.
now.
Sorry, Vanessa. Hi.
I'm enjoying your love vibration flowing all the way there from France to right here. I feel it.
Well, hello, I love you all. Anyway.
Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you so
We
much.
love you. Thank you.
A bientôt.
Have a good one. Thank you for calling in.
A bientôt. Bye.
Bye. All right, let's take our next caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello.
Hi, this is Mark.
Oh, there we are. Hello. You're on live with AfterBuzz TV's Dishin Days. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Susie Morales-Smith.
Susie!
Well, hey, Susie. Susie is one of our biggest fans. She's been watching this show since we
Day
started,
one, yeah.
over 2 years ago.
Oh my
So,
God.
yes.
Yeah.
And she got, look, this is like the second week in a row, Susie.
Can you believe it after like 50 calls?
Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. Cannot
You've
believe
broken
it.
the system.
Yes.
That's okay. I know that everybody's trying to get in, so I'll make my question very quick.
Okay.
First of all, thank you from everybody on the chat roll. We're so happy to have both of you there. You guys are phenomenal actors, so thank you so much from everybody on the chat roll. But I wanted to ask both of you, and maybe y'all can answer individually. I know that as actors, you guys are constantly learning and growing from your peers. And I was just wondering who you guys credit individually as that one person on the show that has been that inspiration and has helped you grow as an actor.
Great question.
Good question.
I mean, I think for me,
Thank
I've been very fortunate enough to work with pretty much everybody. We haven't worked together yet.
No, we
so
haven't.
you could be the inspiration that I've been waiting
Looking
for.
forward. I think
I cannot. No, it's funny. There's only a couple actors and actresses that I haven't worked with over the years. You know, for me, I always remember the first days being on the show because it's hard to always pick one person because we all learn from each other. But being able to work, like Wally and Judy just took me under their wing when I very first started, and you really need that coming in. And you had a lot of experience, like you said, coming into it. This was kind of one of my first gigs, and it was really important to have them there to show me the ropes. I mean, I didn't even know upstage, downstage. I sometimes still don't. I have to like look around and go, wait, which am I going? So yeah, I would say them together, Wally and Judy were a great inspiration to me just to learn from, and they've been great.
Awesome.
for
And
me,
what about you, Vanessa?
Sure, for me, mirroring what you said, Freddie, you know, everyone is so just really brilliant, and certainly the veterans who've been there. You know, I had lots of scenes, and my scene partners, right? So I had lots of scenes with Mary Beth those first weeks, and she was just such a spectacular actress on the show and to work with. So I learned a lot from her, from of course James Reynolds, Susan and her husband are just so fantastic. Marlena, you know, like just the folks who I could really see what they were doing, and everyone was it was such a family environment. Everyone was really warm and welcoming, and they were such pros.
Yeah.
They come in, you get your work done, you get, you know, there's all these little systems in place, and which scene number. I mean, so you're really sort of really welcomed into it, and everyone's really warm and very, very helpful. And so I learned the most from the folks who've been there doing it all the time. But I love, you know, being able to be the Christmas scene, you know, where everyone
yeah.
comes together. I mean, those things are really, really lovely. And like you said, you're observing the whole shebang to see, okay, what we got going here. You know, because every situation, even though I've worked a lot, certainly the soap and this particular soap was a very, very different way of working. So you know, you get to really see what's going on here.
Yeah.
And I think people individually are sometimes different to work with. Like there's certain like when Eric Martzoff and I have to do a scene where we're angry at each other, it's kind of difficult just because him and I just like laugh. So it puts that pressure where there's other people you're like, oh, I'm so happy I get to work with this person for this angry scene because that really, you know. But then if you're like playing around and you want to improv, like there's just certain people that it depends on the scene as well what you can bring. Because someone like Martzoff, like if we have a playful scene, it's like you don't even need the script. You're just like,
I
so
particularly
just
like
right?
when we're
Isn't
doing,
everyone kind of different? Everyone brings their own like A game in their own way or something. I mean, everyone's, you know, has a variety, but I'm just saying in general, everyone's got specific stuff that you take from.
Right.
I have a great time doing the comedy stuff. You know, like they let Valerie just sort of like, you know, be playful and have a lot of fun. I was like, yeah, more scenes like this.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, I appreciate you guys answering my question, and you guys have a wonderful evening, and thank you so much.
Thank you,
Susie.
Susie.
Thank you.
Tell everyone we
care.
said hi.
Send our love.
We will. Bye-bye.
Bye. And let's take this next caller that we have here. We got a lot of calls just rolling in.
Nice.
Hi there. You're on live on AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Oh, hey, everybody. This is Jamel calling from Brooklyn.
Hey, Jamel from Brooklyn.
in the house. You know that's where I'm from. I was about to say, what? How you from? Where you from, boo? From Brooklyn, you got to go through all of that.
Right,
Are you
right,
transplant or are you real
Thank
Brooklynite?
you.
What's up?
Thank you. I wanted to say, thank you. I'm enjoying the show tonight.
Oh, good. Jamel has been watching us for a while, too. We haven't heard from you in a while. Where you been?
Well, just living life. That's about it.
Okay.
All up in his business.
Well-
He handling things.
Well, listen,
Okay.
this is the type of relationship we have.
Exactly.
With our fans.
Oh,
We
okay.
just nosy like that.
That's
Okay,
true.
and they're all right with it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right, so where was you
Yeah.
at?
Yeah.
Do you
But
have
I'm sorry. I was calling tonight real quick to talk to Vanessa because Vanessa, I love your work since you was on Cosby Show, Soul Food,
Thank you.
Melrose Place, and I'm loving you with James Reynolds very much so on Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. He's
Yeah.
a sweetie.
Yeah, so I had a question for you about Melrose Place in particular. I think I was watching a documentary or maybe like a little show, and it had something there, but I don't think you was a part of it. Did Melrose Place sort of mess up a chance for you to be on Living Single when they, when they didn't really use your character the right way and you had the opportunity to be on Living Single?
This is
This is
the
the
tea.
tea.
Well, I'll just say
It's a
this.
tea moment, Freddie. It's a tea moment.
I'll just say, like every role you have is your role. You're supposed to get. So what happened with Melrose Place is that I worked to the very last episode of the very first season, and then they told me, oh, yes, the shows got picked up and everything. I was there for all the celebration. Then they told me, you won't be coming back. So it was like, oh my God. So we started being devastated because that was like my first show here after I transplanted from Brooklyn and got the red carpet rolled in front of me and then snatched away just ever so unceremoniously. There was an opportunity to audition for all the shows that were coming down the pike for the next season. Had I known I wasn't going to have a show the next season, I could have been in the mix with the opportunity to audition for Living Single. And yes, Erica Alexander and I would often be up for the same shows. And so I always looked at that going, I could have been Maxine. But I got to be Maxine someplace else.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but again, I could have gone in and they still been like, no, we want Erica. Thank you. But I always felt like that was a great show that it would have been marvelous to audition for and have the opportunity to book that or something else that would have been on it had I known they wasn't going to be inviting me back to the party of Melrose Place. But I should have known. Because there was lots of people got fired from that show from before we started, during it. My roommate on the show. So it was tricky. I mean, they were trying to find their direction, and there were no writers that looked like me, so they didn't know what to do. And again, this Middle America was very interesting about who was going to be sleeping with who. So when they decided to go in that direction of bed hopping and lots of more like the 90210 sort of trajectory, and less like the 30-something, because that's how it was pitched, that Melrose Place was going to be like about your early 20s angst and who are we, and the kinds of stuff that we did that first season. Right. And they're like, we're going to do what we know how to do and make it a soap opera. So,
wow.
Yes.
Well, you know what? I really, you look fabulous. You're a beautiful lady. I'm loving how you look tonight. And I hope that maybe they do a spotlight, because I would ask you questions about Michael Jamal Warner, Rockland Dunbar. I ask you about Bill
Cosby. Why don't you write on in and ask them to do the spotlight? We can cover all of that, Jamel. You make sure you come through.
But okay. I think they made a mistake with you in Melrose Place, because I think that if you would have went further, I think you probably could have been schemer too. You probably could have been just a schemer as other them, and you would have worked real good on there. I think they missed the opportunity. I really think so.
Yeah, I think so. Thank you for that, darling.
Yes. Well, thank you for always calling in and being so supportive, Jamel. We always appreciate you.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right.
Follow me on
the Instagrams and the Twitters and things.
We can talk more. I appreciate that, Jamel. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jamel.
All right, thank you.
Bye. Speaking of the Cosby Show, I think that's one of my very first memories of you and being like the actress and being so into it, and she was like, and in the flame, I was like, yes. and then you and for me, I would just always watch things and I'd be like, oh, I know her, oh, there she is again, oh, there she is again, oh, I know her, and you would just always pop up.
Yes, I wanted to keep it positive.
And you did. And
Now,
you
on
did.
Cosby Show, it was really interesting. You know, I got to do 2 different characters.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah, a couple of episodes in each character. So that was like the great thing. It was really like an ensemble kind of, you know, situation where you could go on. The writers and Mr. C, as he was called then, you know, it was like they were very good about that. Like,
Yeah.
saying, oh yeah, this audience will suspend their disbelief. Yeah, you're
Right.
this character. You
Yeah.
know, so it was really
I feel like that when I watch old shows, I feel like that happened a lot more. I feel like today, it's
Not
like
so much.
not
Yeah.
so much.
Except on the soaps.
Yeah.
Except
Yeah.
the soaps.
Soaps, yes,
They-
and like Law and Order SVU because they've all been recycled through there multiple times. But I was watching like Golden Girls, of course.
Of course.
But like a lot of them come back as different characters and stuff. And you're like, wait, didn't she play the sister?
Yeah,
But it's like
right.
whatever.
You didn't also do 90210 too, did you?
No, because
Okay.
but there was that crossover in the the first episodes, the pilot episodes,
Yes.
where the 902 character came over. That's how they sort of introduced
Right.
Because I was
right,
going to say
yeah.
that's the one thing maybe you and Freddie have in common because I remember Freddie from 90210.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're kissing cousins.
Yeah, the reboot. Yeah.
Oh, the reboot. See,
reboot.
I thought I should have been on the reboot too. That's an opportunity.
Yeah.
You and I are alike because we watch shows and we're like, you know what? I'm just gonna write myself in to the show. That's how I feel too.
I met with those guys because the production of the office, the studio where you guys, it was like in Oxnard or something like that, somewhere in the valley, and
Yeah.
I remember being close to get to, and so I had a meeting with them, but then you know they were, I guess again, like trying to find the show, and so they had lots of people to take care of, so they didn't necessarily want to have Rhonda come
Mine
back.
was kind of like yours too. I finished up the show, the season. No, I finished the season dating somebody on the show happily, and it ended. I go, oh, I'm in. This
Yeah.
is series
Yeah.
regular for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Never heard anything, and then I don't even know how they wrote me out, but I'm
Did
glad
it
I
have a
took
season
days.
2?
I was in season 3, and it was season 4 that they
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 ended.
didn't have me come in, but I actually booked days 3 weeks after that. So I remember going like, you know, are they gonna call? Are we gonna do this? But then I loved having the lead in the contract and like this monumental role for days. I was like, I'm gonna do this, and but yeah, now never called. But it was just crazy how they just like.
They never called me
It's
either.
a business decision.
Yeah,
and
right.
It ain't personal. But,
I
you
know,
we
yeah,
take
yeah.
it ever so personally.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the kind of stuff that actors really build.
But like you said, it all works out for like the roles we're supposed to get. 'Cause
Yeah.
if they would have already brought me on, then I wouldn't have Days, and Days has been a huge part of my life, 7 years, and you know, it's just like, it's crazy.
And it was like 90210 was like prep work for playing Sonny because both characters were gay.
Yep.
Which I loved what they were doing with you in 90210 and it was kind of the same scenario because that character ended up coming out as well and
They just didn't do it. They
didn't do it
And
as
who am I
like
to say what
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
They're the huge show, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was very quick.
it was very
Like
quick.
it was. People were very upset that it wasn't like, wait, they're already
Well, but
dating.
that was a nighttime. But the nighttime ones, I
They
feel
have
like
to
they
go a
have
little
to move
quicker.
a lot
Yeah.
quicker
Yeah.
because you have to. But I
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
All right. Well, we have another caller. Let's take a few more, and then we may have to wrap things up. Oh, it goes so quick. Let's take it. Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello.
Hello.
Hello, caller.
Hello. This is Mark.
Oh, well, maybe
gonna
she's
keep
not there.
asking
Let's take this
The
one.
next caller.
Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's DISHIN Days. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I wonder if it's.
Hello.
I hear some like background.
Yeah, I
talk.
feel like
Is
I
that,
hear
like, our
background
tech-
stuff too.
I think it might be the engineer.
The feed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I say I have a question from the chat room that a couple
ahead.
people were asking Freddie. They want to know about how your workouts are going.
Oh yes.
Workouts are going well. I not as well. No, I've been good on the diet. I haven't been in the gym, but I have been like running.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna hit it really soon and get back into the bulking phase of getting some more muscle.
Right.
So, because I was in the gym like every day. I think I saw Tony there a bunch too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we run
he
into
said.
each other at the same gym.
Yeah.
Like that's during my time where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm in it. I saw Freddie, he's doing it. Like I'm in it. And then what had happened
4th of
was
July.
Then
yeah,
Mark shows
then-
up with pizza rolls.
Yeah, and I'm
Hello.
like, man, I can just
A
wait.
bad influence.
In the
Yeah,
summer, it's
yeah.
always good to go jogging because I love getting a tan while you run.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you do whatever. So
Well, the tan part for me It's just
already
it's
there.
already been
just
there.
already
Yeah, it's just always there. But yeah,
But you need your vitamin D.
I do need my
Everybody
vitamin D.
needs
I do. Let's see if we can take this caller. We'll take 2 more and then we'll wrap everything up. Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Dishin Days. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Dave from Doylestown, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Hi, Dave. Dave, is this your first time calling in?
Second.
Second. Okay. I wondered. I couldn't tell. I felt like we might have had this conversation before, and we did. So, Dave, what's your question or comment for Vanessa and Freddie?
Well, I had a comment and a question. First of all, I'd like to say kudos to Freddie for the progression of his character from when he first started on Days. I mean, God, he went from a barista to the head of Titan, so he's done remarkably well.
Well, thanks, Dave.
Hashtag goals.
Okay. American dreams.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My question is brief. I know that Freddie's going to be in Colorado Springs, soon. But I was just wondering if there was any other dates that were scheduled. I know a few months ago you said you were planning some itinerary for some, areas around the country to appear at, and I was just wondering if anything's been finalized yet.
The one that's finalized is the Colorado one. We were going to do a little tour, and it just didn't end up working out schedule-wise and for many other reasons. So as of right now, Colorado I will be at in September, but that's the only one that's on the books right now, Dave.
Oh, okay. All right, then. So, well, like I said, hello to Vanessa and Mark and Tony and Freddie. So you guys have a great evening.
Thank you, Dave.
You
Thanks.
too. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And we'll take this last caller before we give you guys some news and gossip. Hello, caller. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Dishin Days. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello.
Hi, this is Mark.
Neil, let's try this one then. This last one.
There we go.
Hello. Welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Dishin Days. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello.
I think it's our Skype.
Maybe. Okay. Well, that's it for calls. Let's get into some quick news and gossip before we have to move on to the next thing.
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right. So some very quick news and gossip. I read earlier this week that
Some tea.
yeah.
Pick up your phone.
I'm wondering. When I read this, I was like, "Is that Daquan?"
No. So, also, Freddie, like whenever you really have good tea, you can use like one hand to be like, okay, girl, Paul, like, let me tell you the good, like, there's this hand movement thing that
Okay.
you'll figure it out.
You'll
You'll
have to
figure it
study
out.
that a little
Yeah,
more. You don't
yeah.
just pick that up right quick. That requires a little
That- yeah.
practice.
That's when
Just
you
watch
like,
a couple episodes of Dishin Days.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
So I saw this earlier this week on TMZ that Allison Sweeney, who we all know that plays Sammy Brady, she won a restraining order against an internet troll that has been like.
I think it's
I
Daquan.
heard. No, it's not Daquan. But the full story can be seen on TMZ. So take a look at that. And congrats for her for winning that restraining order. I know that being in the positions that you and Freddie are in can be a little dangerous, especially with fans and things like that. So,
Daquan just wrote. I just heard my name. What did Mark say?
oh god.
Funny.
So fans, stay cool. Don't be trying to
Passion
do too
we
much.
love, but just
Yes,
Yeah.
but crazy, but cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs is a different thing.
Leave that to me. And
Yes.
Okay.
Also, I saw Mark Hapka, who played Nathan Horton. He now stars in a new digital series called Rounds, and that is shown on the Black Pill app, which you can download at your Apple Store or Google Play. So make sure you do that. Oh, Mark is in the chat. I'll just go through all these, Mark. You look.
No.
In the
Well,
chat.
yeah. Go ahead.
All right, and special shout out to Jen Lilly. You know that she's a huge friend of the show here. She has been working a lot. She's been putting on her Instagram that she has just been working and booking, and she is currently working on 3 movies, including one which includes Lindsay Hartley,
I
who
saw
used to
that.
play Ariana.
Yep.
So make sure you're on the lookout for that. Also, Casey Diedrich, who used to play Chad DeMera,
Oh, which is now being played by
Billy Flynn.
The one and only.
the one and only.
There was another chat.
Yes, Casey Dietrich.
Like that.
According to our notes.
According to the notes. So Casey begins.
It was a blackout. I don't remember those years.
I don't remember a thing. Casey begins his stint on the final season of MTV's Teen Wolf, and you can catch that on July 30th. And now I'm going to cut this over to Mark.
So on the 4th of July, which was my 4-year wedding anniversary, my husband and I went to Vegas, and I saw there was a post that Eric was doing this Legend show in Vegas. So I just tweeted him and I said, hey, because we were looking for something to do, but all the shows seemed to be like off because of the holiday. So I said, well, maybe he's performing on the 4th or the 5th. So I tweeted him, and then he messaged me. He said, yeah, I'm on the 5th. And I was like, perfect, send me the link. I'm going to get tickets to that. And so kind, Eric got me and my husband tickets to the show, and amazing seats. But I videotaped his performance. So if you want to start around 1:45, and pay attention because he points to me in the audience in this clip. That's why I chose this clip. When he comes to that front of the stage. Let's see. There it is. Watch these hips. Watch these hips. There he goes. It was fantastic. It was a great show.
Okay.
And then that's me right there in the yellow.
Sashing.
There it is.
Yay!
He was introducing Elvis, obviously, but he did a great job. Thank you again for the tickets. We had an amazing time. It was so much fun.
Yay! And if you guys want to check it out, if you're in Vegas, he's hosting until July 15th. Make sure you go to Legends in Concert to get your tickets ASAP.
I can't guarantee that he'll get you guys in like he did for me.
Such a
Or that he'll
superstar.
point to you.
Or that he'll point to you.
Such
And
a
actually, when they were
superstar.
taking me in, the usher, I handed him the tickets, and we were halfway through, and he stopped and he went, best seats in the house. And I was like, oh, thanks, Eric.
So fancy. So fancy.
So it was fun. It was fun.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it.
You don't want to talk about Boston?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm hosting in Boston. So if you guys would like to meet me and some of your favorite Days of Our Lives star, I will be in Boston August 26th with Dual Coast Events. Also, Rob Wilson, Billy Flynn, Eric Martzoff, James Reynolds, Judy Evans, and Vincent Irizarry will be there as well. Go to dualcoastevents.com for your ticket information and come meet all of us and me.
Well, not all of us.
Okay,
'Cause
I
none of
know.
us are gonna
I
be
did
all
want
of
to talk about the other little show that I'm doing.
Yes.
Yes.
On,
Please do.
On Freeform Television. It was formerly ABC Family.
Right.
Yes.
It's a wonderful show showing the lovely Bella Thorne.
Yes.
And it's called Famous in Love.
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
And I play Ida Turner, who is the mom manager of the wonderful Pepe Sanoga,
Okay.
who is playing Tangi. And it's great. It's really, it's a very Melrose Place kind of like 20-something, but they're in Hollywood and they're becoming young and famous and falling in love.
So, and also,
So you can download the whole thing and binge watch. And
ex Daniel Jonas, Sean Christian, is
Oh,
in that
yes.
show as well.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
John Christian.
Look at all these days
We got all
connections
these
that are
connections.
happening.
2 degrees of separation.
Now, and before we head out, Freddie, because we know that you do a lot. Because if you don't follow Freddie on Instagram,
You should.
I mean, you should, because you'll get a daily dose. What's up the pike for you?
I mean, a lot of stuff that I will be putting out. It's all outside the entertainment industry, but that's been my main focus. Of course, my fitness. We have a podcast starting, real estate, a couple new businesses, and then obviously our online marketing business we've been doing for 3.5, 4 years now.
Yes.
It brings us traveling around a lot. We just got back from Bangkok, and so we've been traveling a lot. So life is good, and it's just nice to be able to give back and get out there and do some fun stuff. So I'll be keeping people up to date.
Please do.
I always like to tease, but I like to deliver when it's actually happening. 'Cause
Right.
A lot of things are like, it's like saying, so once
People
things
are
are
pad so much
Yes.
around
Right.
this town. So it's
yeah,
like, people
so
are
it's like
"When-"
once the new stuff's official, I will let everyone know, especially the podcast and everything like that coming.
Well, let us know too, so that way we can let
Yeah.
fans know as well. If you guys ever have stuff coming up and you want us to share, let us know.
Please let us
We'll
know.
do
For
that.
sure,
Yes.
for sure.
You two are the best.
Well, thank you.
stop.
Thank
Yeah, you
you.
guys
I
are really
appreciate that.
marvelous.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Before we head out, let's find out where you can find them on the social media platforms, starting with Mark.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Lorraine Love, LORAYNE LOVE.
You, hi, Freddie Smith, but you probably know that from the interview. Instagram, FMSmith319. That's a good place to have me. I've been very bad to Twitter.
You know, you can send your Instagrams to Twitter.
Yeah.
That'll be a way to keep that
To keep
active,
it
too.
going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will do that.
And
I
I'm
need to do that.
Vanessa Williams, which you probably gathered from this interview. And I am the letter I, the letter M, Vanessa Williams on Twitter and on Instagram.
Yes.
And on Twitter, it's at Nessa Williams.
Yes. And of course, yes. And make sure you follow all of them. And you can follow me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony or my website, loungingwithtony.com. And don't forget to add Dishin Days on Facebook and Instagram and on Twitter at _Dishin Days, although the ad is implied. Thank you guys so much. We will see you next Sunday for another wonderful week recap of next week's episodes of Days of Our Lives. Bye, everybody.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.